everybody, my name is Maria. This is my final project presentation for abnormal psychology. I did dissociative identity disorder in films. Dissociative identity disorder is a dissociative disorder in which an individual develops many personalities or selves. Every identity has its own background, interests, and characteristics. Individuals with this disorder frequently often have at least two separate identities and are unaware that while occupying one, they are also inhibiting the other. As a result, gaps in their personal information, recollections, and traumatic experiences are prevalent. Signs and symptoms of this disorder include a person having two or more distinct identities, delusions or hallucinations, depression, memory loss, insomnia, and disruptive sense of identity. This disorder is usually caused by and develops as the result of trauma during childhood, whether that be physical or sexual. Individuals with diagnosed DID frequently construct alters to escape reality in ways that are unhealthy and cause issues in their daily lives. This is the DSM-5 diagnostic criteria for this disorder, which is basically what I had on the other slide, but another important thing to notice is that these symptoms lead the individual to becoming severely socially impaired, and that these symptoms are not attributable to the physiological effects of a substance, for example, chaotic behavior during alcohol intoxication, or a medical condition such as seizures. The first film is Shutter Island, in which Teddy Daniels, a United States federal marshal, and his partner Chuck are tasked with investigating the disappearance of a patient from Ashcliff Mental Hospital in 1945. Only Teddy Daniels is a hallucination invented by Andrew Laeddis, not of a person. Teddy Daniels, or Andrew Laeddis, had been a patient at Ashcliff the whole period, having been hospitalized after murdering his wife because she murdered their children. Dr. Colley and Chuck, the two physicians in this film, developed a role-playing game and followed Andrew's altered tale of being a U.S. Marshal with a traumatic background in an attempt to shatter his own delusions. The main character, Teddy Daniels, or Andrew Laeddis, suffers from and is diagnosed with dissociative identity disorder. Teddy confesses in the film that he wants to revenge his wife, who was murdered by the patient, Andrew Laeddis, except Laeddis is his actual identity. But Teddy has no recollection of this. Dolores, his wife, was clinically insane and suffered from bipolar disorder. After learning that his wife had drowned their 3 children and intended to preserve them as toys, Laeddis killed her. To escape the brutal reality of his traumatic experience, he built a fake world and identity. So Teddy Daniels, a very intelligent, witty, and determined character, was just a defense and coping mechanism because of this event. Throughout the film, Teddy is seen to have numerous hallucinations for several months of his dead wife telling him the escaped patient is still alive, another patient he made up. When Teddy learns he is actually Andrew, he has absolutely no memory of his continuous relapsing into his altered identity and continues to look for the missing patient. In this slide, I have a scene from the movie in which Teddy is displaying the symptom of delusion. He's seeing his dead wife in the mental hospital.
Are you real?
No. She's still here.
Who? Rachel?
She never left.
In this slide, I have another scene from the movie that displays disruption in identity. Teddy Daniels is learning that he is Andrew Laeddis, but he is not able to fathom the fact that this is true. So not only are the audiences learning that Teddy Daniels was an alter created, but so is Andrew Laeddis learning this himself.
Edward Daniels has exactly the same 13 letters as Andrew Laeddis, the same as Rachel Solando and Dolores Chanel. The names are anagrams for each other.
Your tactics. They're not going to work on
You came here for the truth. Here it is. Your name is Andrew Laeddis. The 67th patient at Ashcliff is you, Andrew.
Bullshit.
You were committed here by court order 24 months ago. Your crime is terrible, one you can't forgive yourself for, so you invented another self.
Let's get down to the facts.
You've created a story in which you're not a murderer, you're a hero, still a U.S. Marshal, only here at Ashcliff because of a case, and you've uncovered a conspiracy so that anything we tell you about who you are, what you've done, you can dismiss as lies, Andrew.
My name is Edward Daniels.
I've been hearing this fantasy for 2 years now. I know every detail.
The next film I have is Fight Club. Tyler Durden, a weird soap salesman, encounters a melancholy anonymous narrator. When the two men create an underground fight club for other men who are just as unhappy in their contemporary lives, they develop a relationship. As their connection deteriorates due to the narrator's partner It becomes revealed that the narrator has been interacting with a projection of his own alter identity the entire time. The unnamed narrator in Fight Club is also affected by dissociative identity disorder. He actively experiences anxiety, depression, and insomnia, a symptom for this disorder. The narrator is socially impaired as well, and he can only function if he attends support groups where he can make genuine connections with others. He creates the alter personality, Tyler Durden, as a coping mechanism for his unhappy, insomnia-induced life. Tyler Durden is the complete opposite of the narrator and the complete embodiment of what the narrator desires his life to be. In this slide, I have a scene where the unnamed narrator is displaying the symptom of insomnia.
For 6 months, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep. With insomnia, nothing's real. Everything's far away. Everything's a copy of a copy of a copy.
In this scene, it is revealed that Tyler Durden is just the alter created by the unnamed narrator, and this just goes to show how different and distinct the created personality can be from the original personality, considering how depressed and melancholy the unnamed narrator was versus how reckless and outgoing Tyler Durden's personality is.
Answer me, why do people think that I'm you?
I think you know.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. Why would anyone possibly confuse you with me?
I don't know.
You got it. Say it.
Because
Say it.
we're the same person.
The next and final film is Split. Kevin Wendell, a patient of Dr. Fletcher, has 23 personalities that have been proven. Despite countless hours of behavioral and cognitive therapy to regulate his egos, one personality dominates and extricates the others. As a result of his condition, he kidnapped 3 adolescent girls, exposing his numerous identities. The main character, Kevin Wendell, developed dissociative identity disorder as a defense mechanism to cope with the childhood abuse he endured by his mother. Kevin's memory was disrupted as a result of the abuse, and he no longer recalls his original personality after acquiring 23 personas. He has no sense of who he is or where he is. Some of Kevin's alters have traits that he acquired via his experiences. Kevin's mother, for example, had OCD, and one of Kevin's alternates, Dennis, displays the same symptoms. Wendell's psychiatrist, Dr. Fletcher, attempts to treat him through multiple forms of psychotherapy. I've included a couple scenes that display distinct personalities because I want to show just how different their backgrounds and traits can be among all the different personalities. In this first scene, we have Barry.
I think Orwell or Jade or Samuel or Heinrich had the light for a moment and emailed me, and you're here to tell me everything's okay.
I emailed you.
May I talk to one of them, please?
That can't happen. I told them that I wanted to spend the session with you today.
I'm going to ask again. To whom am I speaking with now?
Dr. Fletcher, it's Barry.
It doesn't seem like Barry.
In this next scene, we are introduced to the personality, Hedwig.
My name's Hedwig. I have red socks. He's on the move.
In this next scene, we are introduced to the personality, Orwell.
With regard to Jahamana's defeat and Muhammad Faghur's conquest between 1192 and 1200, I would liken it to Muhammad's brazen ultimatum that Prithviraj either apostatized.
This last scene displays another symptom of having no recollection of memories, so Kevin is having gaps in recalling everyday events.
Who are you? What's happening?
Something horrible.
What'd I do? Did I hurt you?
Fletcher. Dr. Fletcher. Who did that?
You did.
I swear I was on a bus. I don't remember anything after that. This is still September 18, 2014, right?
These films made fairly accurate portrayals of people that suffer with this disorder, including the symptoms of inner conflicts, multiple personalities, and the causes. However, actual individuals who struggle from dissociative identity disorder believe these films stigmatize those who suffer. For example, these films portray individuals with this disorder as aggressive or violent, a stigma that professionals are aiming to eliminate through increased awareness. The proper treatment for dissociative identity disorder is through talk therapy and medication. Both Shutter Island and Split use the proper treatment techniques. Teddy Daniels is given medication with a combination of cognitive therapy. Kevin Wendell actively goes to psychotherapy to learn new ways to control his alters and become a functioning member of society. The narrator of Fight Club goes to support groups since his disorder is not directly addressed in the film. The films analyzed in this presentation were Shutter Island, Fight Club, and Split.